Alright, welcome to the Troutlegend YouTube channel. The fly we're tying for you today is the Frenchie. This is the simple, easy version. What we're starting with here is a J150 Troutlegend hook. This is a great barbless hook, on par with some of the other big name companies out there. So if you're looking for a good, affordable fly hook for tying some of these jig flies, check out the J150. Thread UTC 70, black, copper 3.0 or 2.5 copper bead. I got 2.5 in here now. Get your thread started. Bring your thread tag end off. First thing you want to do once you get thread started is put up a nice thread base, and I'll kind of pinch that bead and hold it up near there. Just want to make sure that bead's secure on the front. Then take a nice thread base all the way to the back of the hook to where you're going to tie in your tail. For the tail, we're going to use Coq de Leon, medium Bordeaux. You can see a nice speckling it has in there. Really gives a great look to your nymphs. If you're not using it, you should. We sell the tailing packs in the store. They're really good stuff. You get a lot of nymphs out of, a lot of different tails out of one pack of them. So you line up those tails. I'll let tie this. I'm going to set it in there a little long. 1, 2. So you see how long that is. So what I'm going to do is then take that and pull it into the length I want it, which is roughly the length of the hook, maybe a little bit shorter, a little bit longer than that. Doesn't matter too much. But you got that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to tie that up the whole way up the hook shank, and then cut it as close as you can. Yeah, that's secure there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the small, extra fine or fine, just a real small copper wire. Tie in that copper wire. What I like to do is tie it, if I can, most of it on the opposite side, the side towards me. Don't really have to, but it's just kind of something I've done out of a habit. But you can see this one over the top. It's not really a huge deal. Now, for the pheasant tail, I'm kind of picky. You'll see here I got two different kinds of pheasant tail. The one I like to use is this here. It's kind of the melanistic, the darker color pheasant tail. Your natural color, your normal color is kind of here. And you can say there's not a whole lot. If you put them next to each other, you can kind of see the difference. So you want about 5 individual fibers off that. And I know it may sound strange, just 5, but a lot of guys overdo it. You really don't need a whole lot of fibers. It'll build up too much bulk. And one of the things that makes this fly effective is that it's a thin, sparse pattern that sinks rather quickly when you're doing this Euro style fishing. So once you get that tied in, take your thread up to the front right behind the bead and just start wrapping those pheasant tail fibers, one right in front of the other, all the way up to right behind the bead. And I know you'll see what I do. One of the tricks I do, you see I did there, is I kind of pinch it as I go a little bit so it doesn't slip. Get that tied off, trim off your excess. Now we're going to go ahead and take that wire, and I'm going to come counterclockwise, the opposite direction we went with the pheasant tail. So I'm going to try to keep the ribbing spacing between them about the same as you go up. To the front. Nice secure, tie that off. And I want to try to take out, just cut that off. A few more extra wraps just to make sure we got that. Now at this point, I'm going to finish off with the black thread. Half hitch, 3 or 4 turn wrenches, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to cut off that black thread. Now, next, you're going to go with the Datum Glow Bright number 5. I really like the number 5. As you see, it's real shiny, real bright. So, it's got a loose spot on there. Pay attention. Sometimes this floss, you see there, that's what I'm doing. It has a little bit of a longer random strand, so I don't really like that. So, 2, 3 wraps. Cut off your tag in. Put a few more wraps with that. I'm going to go ahead and do a half hitch there if we can. Now whip finish that. 4 turns. Make sure that's seated well. Trim that off. That fly's pretty much finished. You can go ahead if you want to and put some head cement on there. You don't need to. But one of us, saying like, I really like this Datum Glow Bright. If you guys are not using it and you're using some of the other threads out there, they work fine. But one of the things I really like about it, there's not many threads that really pop like this one does when you hit it with the UV light. Really got a fluorescence properties. Tie some of these up. Great fly. Good way to fill the box. Pretty simple tie.